All right, welcome back. So, in previous episode, we were somewhere in Greece. So, when you come out of this pool, the game one, you need to get out of the pool as soon as possible because you only have so much air. Um, you come down through here, and there is a crocodile down here, so be careful. So let's see, what do we need to do in this part? So this is um Palace Midas. Now, we won't be getting to the actual Palace Midas for a little while. Um so come through here, kill the gorilla, and there's some bullets back here. Now, we'll actually be getting the gun for this. Uh, Actually, I think we got it in the last part. I don't really show it off in here in this part because I just don't need to use it at all. Yeah, you'll notice that I don't really switch out of guns. I usually use the pistols, especially for a lot of the early stuff. You can come up to this, I think it was this one right here. Those two lions will pop out at you. Just kill them. They're As long as you're jumping backwards, you should be able to avoid them. There's some bats in here. Again, nothing very scary. Don't worry, we'll be getting to the scary parts later once we get closer to the actual um, ski on. All right, shouldn't be anything else in here. You can just head this way, head back the way that we came, and go up this set of staircase up here to continue. All right, so this is going to be a major room for this level. We'll be coming back here a couple times. Now, I believe there's 3 gorillas in this room. I don't think one of them will pop out until you get a little closer. So, also is I don't know. I think it's always kind of annoying when the guns get out of sync like that. That usually happens when you fire one and then you like the enemy goes out of range of one of the guns. Thankfully, you don't have to do this stuff every single time once you open the door that's at the base of the major structure behind us. Alright. I thought I cut that part out, but yeah, you need to do a running jump, and unfortunately I must have been one step behind or something. Or one step too far from the edge. So the jump wasn't correct. Honestly, this is kind of just the best way to make sure that you're the distance that you need to be. is to just go to the edge and then do a hop back. And once you get up here, you're rewarded with some bullets and a med kit, a small med kit. That's me debating whether I just want to like fall down and climb back up again, or if I want to actually like try and do this part again, or try and jump over there. I guess I should have done the other, because that was just kind of a waste of time. Alright, so now that we have those, we're gonna traverse across these pillars. And running jumps should be enough to get across all of them. I think there might be one that you need to actually grab onto. It's towards the end. Or this one right here. Since it's a little farther away from compared to the other ones. Oop. Okay. So you see that pillar, the one that looks more like a lighter stone. Um, so I'm not sure if the developers just kind of didn't realize that it was one block too high for Laura to jump onto, or what. Because there's actually a large med pack up there that you can't get normally. So you kind of have to use a little glitch. And I say glitch, yeah, it's a glitch. So the way that it kind of works, and it's a little hard for me I was having some trouble showing it off, but when you jump with Laura at an angle like that right next to a wall, um Laura will actually start kind of phasing into the wall a little. And when that happens, um eventually the hitbox, Laura's hitbox will register as inside the wall, and that that can't happen. So it shoots Laura up to the top of the wall, as seen, as we just saw. That was me forgetting that we just need the leftmost one down for this first row. So just make sure not to fall down like on the outside. Make sure to come out this way. That way that door will always be open and you don't have to do the pillar jumping every single time. So when you just hit the left switch, the leftmost switch, it'll open up this room. Now, the way this works is when you get close enough to that first flame, it will turn off. The flames will turn off. There's rats down in the water, so I'd recommend trying to just kill them first before you even bother. So I kind of forgot that there was a save crystal over here. Just save before you do this. There's another save crystal on the other side, so you don't really have to worry about like rationing the save crystal. Unfortunately, you can't see the other side from here. So my best recommendation is to hit the jump button right when Laura is over top of the circle where the flame comes out. And then just aim for the centers of the other pillars. That's kind of the best way that I found to do it. If you do run into the actual fire, you need to jump into the water to um, put it out. Makes sense. If you don't, you'll die. So, and if you say touch it like on the last one, you won't have enough time to get the lead bar before it kills you, unless you use the med pack, and then I mean, I would assume that you could use a med pack. Seemed like a odd restriction to not let you use a med pack while you're on fire, seeing as how the game lets you use it while you're in a firefight with one of the couple humans. Honestly, the humans are probably some of the most deadly um enemies in the game, because they can kind of just hit you and there's really nothing you can really do to avoid their gunfire without being like behind a wall. All right. So having the rightmost and the center one will open the next door, which it's not that one. Um and if you're wondering, all the symbols, or like the order that you need to do, are on all the doors. If you see there's like a little sort of arrow type looking thing and an omega on it. The arrows are the ones that you need to have down, while the omegas are the ones that are up. I just know these because I had, looked it up, save time. Otherwise, you kind of have to go and look at them yourself. Pull this block out. There's a little switch behind here that we need to pull in order to raise the pillars in the main room here. Now this can also be a kind of a deadly room because of the spikes. So just be careful when making your jumps. And I showed this off because I have no clue how I survived that. And how I ended up getting nicked there, but not, dying from essentially falling on them. So I'm being a little more cautious this time, because yeah, what happened was, as I was turning the corner, I couldn't stop Laura in time before realizing that there was a drop off there. So just make sure to save or doing this. If you're playing the PS1 version, there's a perfectly nice save crystal there. Might as well use it. I will say the game definitely gives you enough save crystals, like enough to feel comfortable. As long as you're, especially ones on in big rooms, um, just make sure to like ration them and stuff. You could probably make that with another running jump from the previous one, but I like to play it a little safe. All right. So when you jump in here, jump back because a gorilla will show up out of nowhere. Not sure how it survives, living in there, but It's a video game, so whatever. Alright. So, come in here, grab our second lead bar. You might be wondering, what do we need to do with these? Well, we'll get to that. Don't worry. Don't worry, we'll get there. Alright. Now, just be careful, because you don't want to fall into the spikes. Just making sure that there isn't anything else anywhere in this room. Now, I just draw my guns because it's Tomb Raider 1. I mean, we've seen plenty of enemies show up after you finish something like that, but I think the random gorilla showing up in that room probably makes up for it, so... Alright. Now, time for probably the longest of the 3 lead bars that we have to get. Because this one definitely takes the most time. While the other 2 were more like challenges, this one actually has you kind of exploring. Alright, so... I believe that's all we need to do is just those 2 down. The center and right of center. And that will open this one over here. Alright, so this giant pillar right here is definitely a different color from rest of the room. So that kind of implies that it can move. Now, we're not going to actually be moving the pillar. We're going to be coming down here. And where this, where there's a block that's underneath the pillar. So we pull this out. Somehow. 2-ton block being held in place by the force of a giant pillar. And if we come back out to this room, a giant not avalanche, rock slide, sand slide, something like that just occurred. That's what that loud booming noise was. Now, something interesting with the game is they never show you the like these things happening. There's only like one time in the game where you see see blocks kind of move like that. And it does make me wonder that if they just couldn't like move blocks like without it being a hittable object, like something that could kill Laura if it hit her. It also does look hokey as hokey as crap. The watch that happened. All right. So crossing the sand there is a little difficult for the main reason that you're not really sure what you can jump on. That won't send you sliding down. But you need to jump onto that pillar, and then there's a slanted a slanted part of the sand that you can jump on. That's relatively flat. Okay, so we got some bats and we got some gorillas. And there's also a gorilla down there that we'll get to. Don't worry. I'm happy that the gorilla decided to turn around so I could just kill it without having to wait for it to come all the way back. Because I do think the animals definitely have a sort of flight or fight response. Once you register enough hits, they start to kind of run away and kind of avoid you unless they know they can get to you. Alright. I hate crocodiles so much because they always swim away and you can't. It's harder to chase after them because you have to go into the water, which makes you vulnerable. There's also two of them, so you gotta wait they until they come back, or you have to jump into the water and bait them. They also do a lot of damage if they get to you, which is what happened there. And when Laura surfaced, she moves incredibly slow, which leaves you very vulnerable as you're trying to get to land. Alright, so there's a couple flat spots in those rocks that you need to land on. Um, Naturally, I turn myself a little too far and end up running right back into the water. Thankfully, the crocodiles are dead now. And I think I did find out that they were crocodiles. Alright, sweet. There's nothing right here. It's more to that way that we need to go. Trying to make sure that there's no, like, slidable spots. But there's a med kit and I think some magnum rounds, maybe? Yeah. Love how you can just kind of see through through the side of the wall there. All right. Now that we got all of those, we need to come over to this side right here. So down there, there is a little secret that you can't get any way else. You can't jump over the sliding over the decline. You might take a little bit of damage from the fall, but I mean honestly, it's not that big of a deal because you get some Uzis, some shotgun rounds, and a med pack to kind of make up for it. All right. I was kind of hoping the gorilla would have been there still. Alright. That's dead. I can't remember if there's any bats back here. So they like to hide in this sort of area. Alright. There's a small med pack over here behind this pillar. Looks like the fourth one back. But anyways, so you come over here. This is how you're supposed to get over to that side, is to kind of cut across here. Draw your guns, because there is another gorilla back here. Just be careful. This is the thing that I don't like with fighting in Tomb Raider, because the camera's not always great. Specifically while you're dealing with fast-moving enemies in tight spaces like that. Because the enemies definitely have way more mobility than you do. And you have to be careful, because one wrong jump and you die. Alright, so jump over here, get the large med pack, and then you need to jump and hold on to the side here and just shimmy over. Good thing there's no stamina bar in this game, because this would suck. This would probably like drain your stamina bar. Alright. Up, down, roll around, and kill the damn bats that are... Alright, I think that's all of them. Make sure to use your L1 if you're playing this on the PS1 or the PS1, or if you're playing this on the PS1 or, you know, an emulator using a PS1 or PlayStation controller or something, and using this specific control scheme, to make sure that you look before you make those type of jumps, because being misaligned can be pretty costly, either in time or in you know, well, specifically in time. If you survive the fall, you're gonna have to go back, or you're gonna have to kill yourself to reset, if it would be faster that way. Alright. See that med pack? The med pack itself is fine, but there's obviously some breakable floors here, so be careful. Now, I didn't get a good look as to what was below the breakable floors. Usually I assume spikes, but this could just be like a large fall into a room that you don't want to be in. Alright. Just want to make sure that I don't do something dumb with my with Laura, because we don't want to accidentally have a bad fall and, you know, lose a bunch of health. So that's happened to me before, where I have a bad fall and I lose like half of my health, and it's just like I saved pretty close by. Might as well just kill myself and get my health back, or, instead of accepting something stupid like that. That happens at some points, later in the game as well, where you just that you shouldn't have gotten hit or something, and it's just like, yeah, I don't really feel like losing that much health, having to waste a med pack. I mean, the game does give you quite a bit of med packs, as long as you're, you know, playing decently and not wasting all of your med packs. Okay, so this place kind of sucks because if you fall off one of these pillars, you're set back a lot, and there's no way to jump up onto these pillars. So that actually did happen to me once, where I accidentally fell off that one of those pillars. Now, if that happens, if you can either do one of two things. You can either um, go back normally, which takes a long time, or you can try and do that glitch that I showed earlier to get the large med pack in the one room. Now, that can also take some time if you're not, good at it. You also just have to find the positioning for it, because I think in order to do it, Laura has to be really close to a ledge, like a smaller ledge. I mean, or I should say, I think Laura can do it when she's near a smaller ledge as well. But it's definitely a lot easier if you do it near a ledge that she can't just walk off of. And just for reference, that glitch can be used in any old school Tomb Raider, so any of the PS1 games. So Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3, um, Final, or is it the Final Revelation? I think that's the name. Okay, sorry about that. I'm at home, so naturally I can't do anything without someone bothering me while I'm trying to record. All right, so I speed this up a bit because there's a lot of enemies down there that I'm just trying to pick off while I'm still up here and safe. Unfortunately, that does mean that it takes a little while because the enemies like to run away and hide from me. So at first I thought that was an item of some kind. Come back here, you mess of polygons. Alright, so that should be all the enemies, and we got our third lead bar. Okay. The beauty of editing. So once and again, I like to kill all the enemies before saving. That way, if I end up dying, I can, you know, not have to fight them again. All right. So make sure to jump down here. You're gonna lose a little bit of health, more than likely. But I think falling on that side uh will make you lose more health. Grab the large med pack here. Okay. So this is definitely the benefit of having sound. If I did not have sound, I would not have heard that gorilla coming up behind me. Alright. So, unfortunately, Here's the thing with enemies in this game, they tend to kind of lock on Laura no matter how far they are from you. Except like bats. Bats will generally just kind of stay in their area. They won't activate until nearby. But this gorilla shows up. And we'll be seeing a couple of gorillas as we get closer to where that door opened. There's, I believe, 3 gorillas that show up in here. And they're kind of hard to see when they're far away because of one, the low resolution, and the darkness, the draw distance. Alright, that should be all the gorillas for now. So, once you head back that way, there's nothing else in this room. I know it seems like there should be something else in there, but unfortunately, nope. So, turn to the right and head down this little ramp. And this is where we came in, or where we saw the door open. Just playing it safe. Don't wanna take unnecessary damage whenever possible. Alright, so shouldn't be anything else in this room. Any other enemies, I should say. Now, if you come over here behind this little tree, there's actually a little switch that you can pull. It's pretty well hidden, so it's okay if you miss it. It's just a secret, so it's not anything super big. Alright, so the best way to avoid that I've found is to do a standing jump as soon as the teeth like open back up. And I believe that's everything in this room, just those 3 things. Seems like there should be stuff in all the trees, but whatever. Alright, just be careful, because these things can hurt a lot. I know it kind of looks like I clipped through them, but I promise we did miss them. Alright. So, the next thing, and this is a mandatory thing that you have to do, is you have to go up here. Get this med pack while you're at it. Might as well. It's right here, so. Alright, and then head into this room. Alright, so this is a mandatory part of the level that you have to go to. This room, and I see a little save crystals, so we're gonna go ahead and save real quick. Since we have done quite a bit, and I don't want to accidentally redo anything in case, we happen to die or something. But, I don't know, this room seems pretty safe. I think we might be fine. Whoa. There's a giant hand here. I want to climb on it. I don't know. That was weird. Not sure why I would have interacted with it, but oh, oh, what the heck? I like gold. I just wanted to make that joke, but yeah. So if you know anything about King Midas, which I feel like you kind of need to know something about it in order to kind of know what to do here. Um, uh, King Midas turned anything he touched to gold. So, there's actually a room that uh, we need to go to that needs 3 gold bars. Well, we have lead bars, so if we place these lead bars onto the hand, and um, I remember seeing a video where this one guy was talking about how there was no indication that you could do this, and yes, there is no indication that you can do this, but he also said something about just like clicking the action button didn't do anything. You had to go into the menu, which is wrong. If you hit the action button while near the hand or right next to the hand, it will actually prompt you to do that. So obviously there still is no indication that you have that you can do anything with it. Now, there's nothing to do with this grate here. It's only the other side that opens up. So now that we have the 3 gold bars, we need to head back to the big room that I said we would be heading back to. All right, we'll head back up here, and I'm trying to remember what the combo is to open the final door. Yeah, I don't know why I even try being like fancy with my jumps. All right, so right down, right of center up, center up. Don't know why you jumped, but okay. And left down. So just left down and right down. All right, and that will open this door over here. Now have your guns ready because there is a lion in here. Not too difficult, just keep jumping back and it shouldn't get you. And that's the final enemy for the level. Alright, so we're going to climb up these stairs real quick, because there's an item and a save crystal up on top of this platform up here that we kind of want to use. So going back to the actual hand of Midas, make sure to save before doing that. Otherwise, you die and you have to redo anything that you did without saving. And that can kind of suck. They do purposely give you a save crystal for that kind of reason. I'm pretty sure on my first try or my first playthrough, I did accidentally jump onto the hand without saving. So, all right, now that we have all three gold bars, which I mean, you could do these at any point. Like, you don't have to do all three of them and then bring them back. Especially on your first playthrough, you might end up doing one and then um, doing like one of them and turning it to gold and bringing it back here. That just takes a long time to do, but you could do it that way. So, in the next part, we will be going to the cistern. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.